welcome to my first ever guided yoga YouTube video. Thank you for joining me. This has been requested by so many of you, so I decided it was finally time to put something together that hopefully you'll enjoy following along with. So let's get to it. Start by coming to the middle of your mat, lowering yourself all the way down to your knees, bringing the sits bones to the heels and just placing your hands in your lap. Close down the eyes, lengthen the spine, lift from the crown of the head and soften the shoulders away from the ears, closing the eyes and tuning into the breath. Staying for a few steady breaths here to give yourself time to arrive on the mat. After you've given yourself a few moments, just to let yourself completely let go of any compelling thoughts that might be distracting you throughout the practice. Gradually open the eyes, walk the hands forwards, lift yourself up to a tabletop position, wrists below shoulders, knees, hips distance apart. Take a few moments here just to sway from side to side, drawing a figure of 8 with the body. And just loosening up into any kinks in the body, any areas where we feel that we might be carrying any tension. And also transferring the weight over the wrists, preparing them to take our weight throughout the practice. And after a few rounds of this, just slowly coming back towards the midline. Moving through a few rounds of cat-cow, and your inhale, dip the belly, lift the chest. Look forwards. As you exhale, round through the spine, tuck the chin to chest. Inhale, dip the belly, look forwards. And exhale to round. Inhale as you open, expanding with the breath. And exhale to round, press the mat away with the hands and knees. Inhale once more to come forwards. And exhale to come to a neutral spine. Begin to tuck the toes. Lift the knees just to hover them a couple centimeters away from the mat. Begin to engage the abdominals, drawing belly button to spine. And pressing firmly down through the hands. Begin to send the knees over to the right side. Begin sitting back onto the heels, as if you're coming down into a sideways child's pose. Inhale as you come back, keeping the knees lifted if you can. This time send the knees over to the left, sit back onto the heels. Inhale, shoot forwards, knees over to the right, sitting back. This time begin to extend legs, see if you can stack right foot over left. Transfer the body weight over onto the left hand. And if you can, extend right arm skywards, come to a side plank. Trying to bring the body into one line. Staying for one more breath here. Lifting the gaze if you can to challenge your balance. And then exhale, lower the hand back down. Bring both the feet back down, bend the knees, keeping the legs hovered if you can. This time sending the knees over to the left, sit back onto the heels. Begin extending the legs, this time left foot stacks on top of right, transferring the weight onto the right hand, extending the left arm. Come to side plank on the right side. And finally lift the gaze to the sky if you can. Maintaining the alignment of the body. Taking a deep inhale here. And as you exhale, send left hand down to the mat. Bring both of the feet back. Come to a plank position. Take a deep inhale here. As you exhale, lower the knees. Begin to send send the body forwards, bend the elbows close to the sides of the body, lower down in one line. Then walking the hands forwards, keeping the elbows below the shoulders, pressing down through the forearms, drawing the shoulder blades back, and lifting the gaze as you come to Sphinx pose. Taking a few moments just to catch your breath, bringing all of your awareness to opening through the heart. Taking a final breath here. And as you exhale, soften back down, walk the hands below the shoulders, tuck the toes. Press up to tabletop. Begin peeling the knees away, sending the hips high. Come to downward dog. Taking a few moments as you come to downward dog, just to step out the legs. Maybe adding a slight sway from side to side. Just giving your body time just to loosen, softening into your downward dog. Once you find a little bit more comfort here, coming to stillness for 2 breaths. Begin to look forwards towards the top of the mat. Begin to bend the knees as if you're coming all the way down to the mat. Take a deep inhale here. And at the bottom of your exhale, jump all the way forwards, trying to stay light here. So maybe finding that you need a little bit of momentum here, a little bit of like a bunny hop. Landing lightly, coming to a halfway fold. And then exhale to come all the way down. Inhale, circle the arms high. And exhale, come to Tadasana. Stepping into both of the feet, either bringing the feet hips distance or a little bit closer together, depending on where's comfortable for you. Take a moment just to rock forwards and backwards, finding your center. Then finally grounding down through the feet, engaging the legs, tucking the tailbone, softening the shoulders away from the ears, and bring the arms either sides of the body. Taking a deep inhale here, and exhale, fold forwards. Inhale to lift. Exhale to fold down, grounding the hands. Take a big step back with the right foot, grounding through the ball of the back foot. Inhale, draw arms skywards. Keeping the tailbone tucked here, having an even pressure through both feet. Taking a deep inhale, lifting the gaze if you can. As you exhale, bring the arms either sides of the body, send the torso forwards as if you're trying to create one line from the top of the head to the back heel. Sending the body's weight over the front legs, staying here for 2 more breaths. And inhale, draw the arms high. Exhale, take the hands down to the hips. Take a tiny step forwards with the back leg. Begin to extend both of the legs, bringing the legs into a triangle formation. Take a deep inhale, roll the shoulder blades back. As you exhale, begin hinging from the hips, folding forwards. Trying to keep the hips square by drawing the left hip back, right hip forwards. Coming to a place where you feel comfortable, maybe finding that the hands stay on the hips or the hands release down to the floor. And finally softening the gaze, just allowing the body to completely surrender to the fold. Adding a slight bend in the front leg if this feels too much for the hamstring. And just giving yourself time to soften with every exhale. Begin to bring the hands back to the hips, and in one fluid movement, inhale, draw yourself all the way back up. Begin to bend into the front knee, lift the heel of the back foot away from the mat, hinge at the hips, send the torso forwards. Beginning to come up onto the toes of the back foot, gradually lift the back foot away from the mat, keeping the foot flexed. Leg is engaged, seeing if you can extend the grounded leg. Hands can stay on hips or hands can come to prayer at heart center, coming to warrior 3. And just focusing your gaze down on the floor ahead of you, coming to a steady breath, staying for one more inhale. And as you exhale, begin lowering the foot from where you lifted, lifting the body all the way back up, taking the hands down to the hips and just stacking the back leg back, coming to a lunge position. Take the hands down to the mat to frame the front foot. Step the front foot back to plank position. Lift the gaze, look forwards, this time moving through chaturanga from plank position. Begin to rock the body weight forwards on the tops of the toes. Bend the elbows close to the sides of the body with control, lowering down in one line. Keeping the integrity of that line. Then rolling over onto the tops of the feet, pressing up through the hands, keeping the tops of the thighs lifted. And the hips as you come to up dog. Rolling the shoulders back, lifting the gaze if that's comfortable. Taking a deep inhale here. And as you exhale, round up through the spine, lift the hips. Roll over on the tops of the feet and then finally place the feet back down as you come to downward dog. Staying for 5 steady breaths here. Just to come back to the natural rhythm of your breath. Maybe finding that you'd like to incorporate any slight movements that feel welcome. And then slowly coming back to stillness. Sending the gaze forwards like before, this time going through this a little bit faster. Beginning to bend into the knees, sending the hips down to the heels, inhale. Exhale, jump forwards, lower the feet, come to a halfway lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, circle arms high. And exhale, arms either sides of the body. Maybe finding that the feet stay together, or you step them out to a hips width distance. Rooting down through the feet, engaging the legs, tucking the tailbone, opening the palms to face the front of the mat. Inhale, circle arms high. And exhale, begin folding forwards. Inhale to a halfway lift. Exhale to lower, grounding the hands, taking a big step back with the left foot. Coming up onto the ball of the left foot. Right knee is stacked on top of right ankle. Inhale, draw arms high. Pressing down evenly through both feet and engaging through the arms, through the fingers. Taking a deep inhale here. And as you exhale, bring the arms either sides of the body. Begin leaning forwards as if to create a diagonal line from the top of the head to the back heel. Transferring the body's weight forwards onto the front leg. Staying for 2 more breaths. And as you take your third inhale, draw the arms skywards. And then exhale, bring hands down to the hips. Take a tiny step forwards with the back leg and extend both legs. Roll the shoulder blades back on your inhale, puff out the chest. Exhale, begin hinging from the hips, folding forwards. This time drawing right hip back, left hip forwards to keep the hips square. Slowly folding all the way down and then finally releasing the hands to the floor. Or maybe finding that the hands come to the back of the front leg for more support. And finally lowering the gaze, allowing the head to hang. Breathing deeply. Begin to bring the hands back to the hips, and as you inhale in one fluid movement, draw yourself all the way back up. Add a slight bend into the front leg, come up onto the ball of the back foot and begin hinging at the hips to fold the torso over the front leg, coming up onto the tiptoes of the back leg, of the back foot, and lifting the back foot, flexing the foot, engaging the leg. Keeping a slight bend in the grounded leg, or extending the leg if that's possible. Hands can stay on the hips, or hands can come to prayer and heart center. Focusing on keeping the hips square, drawing the belly button to spine, focusing your gaze. Staying for one more breath. Inhale deeply, and as you exhale, lower the foot from where you lifted it. Take the hands back to the hips. Step the back leg further back to a lunge position. Take the hands down to the mat to frame the front foot, and step the front foot back to plank. Staying for a moment as you find your line, sending the gaze forwards. Take a deep inhale here. As you exhale, begin rocking forwards, coming up onto the tiptoes, bending the elbows, bending the arms close to the sides of the body as you lower down with control. Rolling onto the tops of the feet, press into the hands, press your way through to up dog. Lifting the gaze, opening the heart, taking a deep inhale here. As you exhale, round through the spine, lift the hips high, come to downward dog. In downward dog, step both of the feet together. On your inhale, draw the right foot skywards. Foot can be pointed. Begin stacking the right hip, just moving from the hips here, keeping the torso exactly where it is. And then begin bending the right knee. See if you can look under the left shoulder and find your toe. Taking a deep inhale here, bring the knee back through the midline. Round through the spine, tuck the chin to chest. Draw the body forwards to a plank position. See if you can bring the knee towards your nose. Inhale, extend the leg back with a square hip. Exhale, bend the knee, round forwards, rippling to your plank position. Bring knee to nose. This time stepping the knee in between hands. Pivot the left foot so that the instep is in line with the front heel. Bring both of the arms to the inside of the right leg. Inhale, windmill the arms, come up to warrior two. Tucking the tailbone here, maintaining engagement through both legs. Begin to open the front hand skywards. As you inhale, reach forwards, come up and back. And as you exhale, come forwards through warrior two. Once more, inhale, come forwards, up and back. And exhale through warrior two. Begin to extend the front leg. Reaching forwards with the right hand. Taking the right hand down to the inside of the right leg and extending left arm skywards. Keeping the body in one line as if it were pressed in between two panes of glass. Focusing on opening the torso, lifting the body away from the legs rather than collapsing down to the floor. And lifting the gaze to the sky if that's comfortable. Staying for one more breath. And as you take your next inhale, windmill the arms, lift yourself back up. Bending the front knee, pivoting the back foot, lowering the hands to frame the front foot, lowering the back knee, uncurling the toes. Inhale, draw arms high, come to low lunge. Option to keep the hands where they are, option to open the arms out to a cactus shape, drawing the arms back, opening the heart, maybe lifting the gaze, inviting a slight heart opener here if that's comfortable. Staying for one more breath, and as you exhale, take the hands down to the mat. Heel toe the right foot out to the right side. Bring both of the arms to the inside of the right foot. You can choose to keep the back knee lower to the ground or press into the balls of the back foot. Lift the back knee as you come to lizard pose. Either finding that you stay lifted here or you lower the forearms down to the mat, whichever variation suits you. And just bringing your focus to staying active in the legs here, keeping the tailbone tucked, maintaining an equal pressure between both feet so that we're still working here. We're still working with a combination of building strength as well as flexibility. Staying for one more breath. And as you exhale, lower the back knee first, heel toe the right foot in between the hands. Press into the fingertips, lift the back knee, ground the palms and step the front foot back to plank. Send the gaze forwards. Inhale in position, exhale rock forwards, bending the elbows lower down through chaturanga. Tops of the feet come to the ground, press up to up dog. And exhale, come back to downward dog. Stepping the feet together in downward dog. This time inhale, draw left foot skywards. Begin stacking the hips, keeping the torso where it is, just opening through the hips. Finally bending the left knee, looking under the right shoulder, see if you can find your toes. Staying here for a moment just to see what extent you can stack the hips. And then as you inhale, draw the knee back through center, begin rounding the spine, tuck chin to chest, ripple the body forward, see if you can bring knee to nose. Exhale, come back. Inhale, lift the leg, exhale, round the knee, ripple the body forwards, knee to nose. Then stepping the foot in between the hands, pivot the right foot, both arms come to the inside of the left leg, and inhale, windmill the arms, come up to warrior two. Tucking the tailbone here, engaging both legs. Begin to open the front hand skywards. Inhale, reach forwards, come up and back to reverse warrior. And exhale through warrior two. Inhale through reverse warrior. And exhale, warrior two. Extending the front leg. Begin reaching forwards, bending into the left side of the body. Opening up as you lower left hand and extend right arm. Coming to Utthita Trikonasana, extended triangle pose. Focusing on opening through the torso here, rather than collapsing down to the floor. Keeping the tailbone tucked and the body in one line. Staying for one more breath. And as you take your next inhale, windmill the arms, come back up. Bend the front knee, pivot the back foot and lower the hands to frame the front foot, lower the back knee. Inhale, draw arms skywards, come to low lunge. This time interlacing the fingers, pointing the index finger towards the sky. Drawing the shoulder blades back, puffing out the chest. Inviting a slight back bend if that's available to you. And lifting the heart. Staying strong in the legs here. Taking a deep inhale. And as you exhale, lower the hands to frame the front foot. Bring both of the hands to the inside of the left leg. Heel toe the left leg over to the left side. Come to lizard posture. Pressing into the balls of the back foot and lifting the knee if you prefer that expression. Coming up onto the fingertips if you would rather a little lift away from the floor. But still using the pressure between the feet and the mat to stay strong in your legs, staying balanced in your foundation. Taking a deep inhale here, and as you exhale, lower the back knee. Bring the left hand to the outside of the left foot, heel toe the left foot to the middle of the mat, pick up the back knee, lower the palms of the hands and step back to plank. Send the gaze forwards, inhaling position. Exhale, rock forwards, bend elbows through chaturanga. Tops of the feet press up to up dog. Exhale, back through downward dog. This time rippling the body all the way forwards. Bending the knees, lowering the knees. Lowering the hips down to the heels. Walking the hands forwards to come to child's pose. Lowering the gaze down to the mat. Resting the forehead on the mat. Taking a few moments just to breathe. And slowly lifting the head, walking the hands in towards the body. Bringing yourself back to where we began the practice. Bringing the hands into your lap, closing the eyes down. Taking a moment of reflection. Giving yourself time to be thankful for the time that you spent practicing today. Thank you for joining me.